And he is ready to go. Neek has got his artwork, and our first stop is Canton, Ohio. Pro Football Hall of Fame. Stunning news yesterday. Bill Belichick will not be a first-ballot Hall of Famer. Sources telling our Seth Wickersham and Don Van Natta Jr. that Belichick fell short of the 40 out of 50 votes needed for induction. He got the news on Friday. He was said to be, quote, puzzled and disappointed, even telling one associate, quote, 6 Super Bowls isn't enough. Multiple sources told ESPN Spygate and Deflategate, 2 of the scandals during the Patriots' championship runs, came up in deliberations among the voters. Here's Wickersham last night on SportsCenter.
I think that part of it is procedural. You can, in that particular line of voting, you can vote for up to 3 candidates. So I think that there are some voters who voted for other people thinking that Bill would get in. There's some people who maybe put Belichick lower on their list. And then I think there are people who are still frustrated, feeling like that teams around the NFL were cheated out of wins because of the Spygate controversy.
Okay, so as you can imagine, social media went nuts. Some of the biggest stars in all sports, including Patrick Mahomes, tweeting, insane, don't even understand how this could be possible. Hall of Fame coach Jimmy Johnson adding, I would like to know the names of the bleeps who did not vote for him.
Jimmy!
They are too cowardly to identify themselves. Jimmy Johnson, of course, is in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. All right, Peter, you are as close to the process as anyone we have here. We're going to have Sal Palantonio a little later, who is a voter, and will explain to us a little bit more. But what can you tell us? I mean, people are asking the question, how in the world does Bill Belichick not get in?
Good question. And it's, a nation that might be divided. It seems to be the one thing that's galvanized everyone, just outrage over this decision. Here's what happened in the last 12 months. They changed the voting rules in a bit of a way where coaches could get in after 1 year after retirement. So once Belichick was out of the NFL for 1 year and took this college job, he became eligible on the ballot. And typically they had to wait 5 years. And he's put into a separate group. This group is of the senior committee people, which is players that have been off the ballot or have already surpassed the first initial round of it, and then owners and coaches. So he's in a group with L.C. Greenwood and Ken Anderson and Roger Craig and Robert Kraft. And voters had the opportunity to vote for up to 3 of those people, and he needed 40 of the 50 voters to vote for him. At least 10 voters did not vote for Bill Belichick on a first ballot process here, meaning there are 10 or maybe more voters out there of the 50 who did not deem Belichick worthy of getting in first ballot.
It's the more times you say it, the more ridiculous it sounds. Kmart, what were you hearing? You and he both went to Wesleyan, so I know you have that connection.
Yes, we did go to Wesleyan University, and that is, I'm not at all biased in this. The fact that 6 Super Bowls, again, is that not enough? I think across the league, you saw the reaction from players, from coaches, Jimmy Johnson in particular. Everyone's stunned. I think the mention of Deflategate and Spygate, my big question is, are we going to penalize Tom Brady the same way? Because if you're going to make it even and say that's a reason, then I expect you to vote exactly the same way. And how ridiculous would it be for Tom Brady not to be in the Hall of Fame?
So we have that on the table. Let me get my guys in here. Jeff Saturday, I'll start with you. You're nodding your head along. What is your reaction to Bill Belichick not getting in on the first ballot?
It's ridiculous. If you look at the definition of a first ballot Hall of Famer, Bill Belichick should be the one, right? Of all the coaches, and I played for a Hall of Fame coach, Greeny. This guy is the coach that you put in as the first ballot. And to Kmart's point, it's 8 Super Bowls, right? 6 as a head coach, 2 as an assistant coach. And when you're talking about everybody, not just Bill Belichick, but every scout, every assistant coach, everybody who's put time, energy, and effort to build this dynasty of the New England Patriots and to be slighted, because again, they all take pride in what this team was capable of doing. And I thought Kmart's point is exactly right. So if this is a lifetime thing, all right, so you're never going to let him in? Is it a Pete Rose thing, or is this we're going to make him wait 1 year, then you got to do the same to Tom Brady? It is absolute ridiculousness. And I don't see see how he's not. And I played against him. But anybody saying, hey, well, the Spygate thing, they're not giving wins back to us, y'all. Ain't nobody giving any wins back. Nobody. Seasons are cast. Super Bowl champions, trophies are hoisted. It's over. Like, it's all in the past. So at this point, you judge him on what it looked like. He's third in the most wins. He's first in Super Bowls. First in everything. You look at this guy. He should be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I just don't understand it even a little bit.
Nick.
Yeah, I want to give the voters some credit and be able to find some rational reason why they wouldn't do it, but all the reasons that are presented don't really sit right with me. The one thing that jumps out that seems to be getting the most attention is like penalizing him for Spygate or Deflategate or something like that, but that's not your job. Like that, the penalty was determined for that. I don't like the idea that you can pick and choose when you want to penalize somebody for this or that when it's not your responsibility. If he's on the ballot, you have to vote on him for on the ballot. The only reason that I feel is like reasonable to throw up there, but no one is even doing it, is that maybe you think that he's going to be a coach again. And I know that you may not want a guy to be in the Hall of Fame and then come back and be a head coach. Or maybe he's currently still coaching and you want to wait until his career is over in college now, which is also kind of pro football, before you put him in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. That seems like a reasonable explanation, but nobody's doing that. They're bringing up like things that he's already been penalized for, and I just don't like the idea of the voters having the ability to be like, hey, I don't really feel like it. I feel like he need to pay some penance. Like, that seems absurd to me. The NFL determined what his penalty was, and then you determine whether he was good enough or not. And he damn sure was. The man won 6 Super Bowls, 8 to Jeff's point when you take it back to those defensive-led teams that he was a part of with the Giants.
Not to just pile on here, but there's also a personal element of this where there has been no greater advocate for the Pro Football Hall of Fame, no person who cherishes NFL history more than Bill Belichick himself. A lot of people say, I don't care about the Hall of Fame. You can vote me in, Belichick is a student of history. You know the stories about him, talking for days about the Akrons, whoever from like the 1800s that he loves. But the truth is, when he was growing up, him and his father would take like pilgrimages to Canton, and he would study the library in Canton, Ohio, in the basement and study the text. This is the one man that cherishes the Pro Football Hall of Fame. The irony is wild, but it is a human vote. It is not AI. It is not algorithm. We talk about analytics. These are 50 humans who vote on this. And I put this out there, just as T.O. wasn't great to the media, and just as other players have had to pay for that, I don't know if Bill Belichick was warm and fuzzy to all of these voters, and I'm not sure if that came into play when this decision came down.
As somebody in the media, no, he was never warm and fuzzy to us, but that is completely irrelevant. If that's also part of this discussion, then that to me is insane.
So there are 4 things that I've written down. Before I say anything else, let me make it very clear where I stand. It is an absolute joke and makes the entire process look like a farce that Bill Belichick isn't in. So before any of the things I say are misconstrued as to saying I'm making these suggestions, here are the 4 reasons. So clearly, that's my opinion. Now, here are the 4 reasons why I can see why he didn't get in. One would be, let's just put everything under the umbrella of cheating, the Spygate, the Deflategate, and all that kind of stuff. It is the same reason why the most accomplished offensive player in baseball history and one of the great starting pitchers, probably the greatest since World War II in Major League Baseball, are not in the Baseball Hall of Fame. You take that for whatever you will. Next, the idea that he might come back. Joe Gibbs was voted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame and came back and coached, and they didn't like that. I said on Mike and Mike then, and I say it now, there was absolutely nothing wrong with it. There's no reason you can't have someone who's already in the Hall of Fame being on the sideline or even on the field. I advocate voting for players while they're still playing. That's a different discussion. Third, as Kimberly just brought up, that people don't like him, which of course should be irrelevant, but in life never is. And then the 4th one is, and I come back to this, the process. So you've got a process where they can vote for as many as 3 of these 5. And now all of a sudden, L.C. Greenwood, no longer with us. Ken Anderson, an older man, maybe someone wanted to give him a chance while he has a chance. Robert Kraft, aging, maybe someone thinks, okay, let me vote for him while we have the chance. The process doesn't make any sense. In my opinion, you are either a Hall of Famer or you are not. And any process in which we separate the Hall of Famers from the not Hall of Famers should allow you to do just that. Not to say in this particular year, because this is in this cycle, these people are eligible.